With the invasion of Earth in full swing, the militaries of the Earth are having difficulty holding what few landholds they have left. Because of that, the civilian population need to defend themselves and get inventive. Standard regular tactics prove minimally effective due to the invaders' tech advantage. In some areas of the world, it looked more akin to lining up muskets and setting up cavalry charges against extensively entrenched positions, or akin to using bows and arrows versus up-armored Humvees. Not very effective. Though it's not to say that the invaders are getting away clean. IEDs and ambushes still prove very effective, yet not enough to actually stop the invaders from continuing their assault on the planet. The invasion seemed perfect for those who were up in their ships beyond the exosphere, but on the ground, it's unforgiving to those who want to trample on Earth. With every loss of equipment, the humans are inching closer and closer to battle parity. Those on the ground begin to despise all those on the ships, those that are up there living in comfort, while those on the ground absolutely suffer. They suffer because humans did the one thing exceptionally well. They cut the supply lines. Even if it cost a human their life, the sudden loss of their food, repair materials, water purification, power packs for their weapons, clothing, and even something as simple as footwear being a target that the humans will stop, destroy, steal, anything. If they can't take it, they'll burn it. If they can't burn it, they'll screw it. Due to this, many have resorted to hunting and scavenging. This has many dangers, however, as much of the fauna is smart enough to avoid the invaders, fast enough not to be hunted, or too dangerous to even get near. A great example of this is the time an amphibious species believed they had found a great meal for himself. That is, until the 14-inch long centipede got its mandibles into the arm of this amphibian and crunched down into the amphibian's arm with those massive, wide mandibles. The poison-laden fangs not only hurt, but made the amphibian go into convulsions while they screamed in an octave that nobody believed that they were capable of. The convulsions got stronger and stronger as the poison entered the body, and the convulsions became so strong that they tore the body apart, ripping apart muscle and tendon and eventually the innards. Seeing this, as well as another that decided to look into a hole that they thought maybe they could sleep in, only to find a 2-meter-long plus snake jump out, extending itself farther than they even believed possible to strike. Upon which strike, it pulled back into the hole, but the invader, in complete shock, only took about 3 steps back before falling completely dead. It was done due to the blood almost instantly coagulating throughout their body. This is why most tried to actually raid human habitations, yet this didn't do them much better. An avian species called the loons were actually out scavenging when one of these walking yellow birds leaned into a window. With its talons on the windowsill, it saw a human suddenly drop its lunch and run. This loon sniffed the air, the bread. It was fresh, and the aroma drew him in more and more. As he climbed through the window, the human appeared around the corner, and with great speed, the human ran fast enough that the loon couldn't even react. The human then used a crowbar in its hand to strike the head so hard that the loon's head simply burst open. Taking no chances, the human struck again and again, smashing the head into all sorts of little pieces. As the body went limp, the human turned and retrieved its meager meal. Then, as he bit another piece off, he turns and looks at the bread, looks at the bird, and says, "Well, I guess if you want some head, you need some bread after all." He didn't even have time to laugh at his own joke, as a second loon saw the first one fall and crash through a window. It tried to shoot at the human, but the human struck the weapon across with the crowbar, breaking the sensitive internal components. Realizing this, the loon actually tried to get away. The human chased the scared loon across the house into different rooms like a starving cat that was chasing a mouse. Eventually, he trapped the loon in the latrine. The man tried to strike again, but quick realized that the close quarters did not aid with any type of bludgeoning, as it means that he needs to back over and start swinging hard. He then dropped the crowbar and grabbed the loon by the throat so tight that the loon, for a moment, thought the human had actually grabbed his soul. He didn't have time to think about it either, though, as without hesitation, the human drove the loon's hand into a used toilet and held it down until the loon simply stopped moving. On his way back to the living room, the man suddenly found himself surrounded as loons came coming in from all sides. He couldn't tell, but they were diving through the windows, coming in from all different directions. All he could do was run for the door, only to find something standing there on the other side. The trio of soldiers had arrived, and everyone seemed to look in shock at each other for just a moment. Then the soldiers, realizing what's going on, reached up, pulled the man through the door, and slammed it shut as the loons all crashed into each other onto the door like a pile of stooges. With a single word from their NCO, the two other men ran forward to the windows on each side of the door, broke the window, and then tossed in grenades, and at that moment immediately dove for cover. The explosions rocked the house and sprayed the walls with shrapnel, blood, and guts. On the other side of the house, a few of the loons actually realized what was happening and ran outside, only to be run over by a semi-truck traveling at that moment. The truck didn't even stop, but everyone who saw the explosions of bodies as each of these loons crashed on the grill and sprayed all over. It didn't matter if it was the visuals, the sound, or the smell. Every single one that saw said, "That's foul." Hello everybody, this is Syntax. Thank you for joining me today on this very short story, which was actually requested by one of you. And if you want to know the inspiration for this story, I will have a link down in the description. FYI, turn the volume up. Now before I go, I need to say that today's winner of our contest is Chris Dixon. And I also need to send out some giant thank yous to the supporters of this channel, and those will be Prozac and Pancakes, Sir Brian Kemp, SS Demon, MTF Guard, Guardian Sage, Douglas Scarborough, and Erica Gem. Thank you all so much for supporting the channel. Everybody else, I'll see you on the next one. This is Syntext.
Ejecting pilot.